Dre Dynasty with Social Magazine, here with the legend, Steve Lobel.
Thanks for having me, Dre.
Thank you, sir.
Good to see you, man.
Thank you, sir. Pleasure sitting down with me, man. I know you're one of the most busy men in the industry, so...
I'm just working, man. You know my motto, we working, man.
Before we get into, what I want to talk to you about, why don't you give the people a little bit on your background and why you are Steve Lobel, the legend?
Right, well, I'm just like everybody else. I bleed, I go to the bathroom and die one day. I go out to eat and stuff. We're all the same. Just people try to categorize people by their fame or their fortune, but we're all the same. And I always try to preach to the younger generation that don't look up to people because of a Rolex or how many followers they have on Instagram and so on and so forth, because we are all the same. Mm-hmm. But, I'm a real brand, so I repeat myself and I'm repetitive, and that's what a real brand is. They stay consistent. Absolutely. And any interview I do, I stay consistent. I see a lot of people do interviews and it's like, but that last interview, you said something different. Like, no one's saying what's supposed to say. So I come in the game through Jam Master Jay from Run DMC. Everybody should have a mentor. Russell Simmons is a mentor.
Okay.
And my dad. I grew up in Queens, started with Run DMC and Jam Master Jay. Ran around with them for years, around the early Def Jam days, Rush management days. And then I got a job at Sony Relativity. Okay. And from there I met Fat Joe and Big Pun and Eazy-E, and worked with Common Sense and MOP and the Beatnuts and 3-6 Mafia and 8-Ball and MJG and the whole Suave House catalog.
Okay.
Frankie Cutlass. Eazy was distributed through Relativity through Ruthless. And I wound up meeting Bone Thugs, and I've been with Bone Thugs still till this day, 23 years.
Wow.
And, I did collabs with Mariah Carey, Chameleonaire, Phil Collins, been on TV, done documentaries, DVDs, just different things. And then I came to LA, and me and my partner Big U, we helped discover Nipsey Hussle, and worked with Sean Kingston and Ayers and Man, and early stages of Mustard and YG and Ty Dolla, Soulja Boy. And now I'm just doing a lot of consulting, a company called Steve Lobel Consulting. My partner Double D from Detroit. I do a lot of motivational speaking, doing some TV stuff, behind the scenes and being on TV. Mm-hmm. And I got the little kid, DJ Kiss, that everybody knows, partnered up with Afrojack. And I got a girl, Joelle James, with my man Big Bob from Artist Live.
Wow.
And she signed to Chris Brown. Mm-hmm. And signed to Rock Nation as a writer. So, I'm just trying to stay relevant. The game changes so much. I'm an OG. I'm just trying to stay relevant, and I put a lot of work in, man. I got stripes and I got a resume.
I mean, looking at your resume and your eye for talent, especially budding talent, what are some of the things that you look for in an artist that kind of give you that feeling that you need to jump on that right then and there?
Well, years ago I got involved with different artists because of the company I worked for. Mm-hmm. And they just took a liking to me because I was real and I had a good ear. So I was an A&R for years for a lot of those artists. Mm-hmm. And then I became a manager. And, now I try to discover talent and then push talent into people's hands and directions. When we found Nipsey Hussle, people were like, it looks like Snoop Dogg. Oh, he's a Rolling 60 Crip. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, it doesn't matter what people say. It's what I feel. Yeah. Everybody tells me no. At the end of the day, I'm always right. Yeah. Because this is what I do for a living. I'm not a plumber. No disrespect to a plumber. I'm not a police officer. I'm not a lawyer, a doctor, or electrician. I do this for a living, so I have a good eye for talent. People say, why are you running around with an 8-year-old DJ Kiss? Because I see something special in him. Yeah. I meet him when he's 8 and he says, my mentor is DJ Ski. But most people don't even know what a mentor is. I'm like, there's something special about this kid. Let me see. So, and there was something special about Nipsey. I mean, we were right. Look at Nipsey. Sean Kingston and so on and so forth. But nowadays, for me to work with an artist, mm-hmm. you got to want to work.
Yeah.
You got to want to be a leader, not a follower. You don't want to just follow a trend because skinny jeans is in or, trap music's in. Mm-hmm. You just got to be yourself and you got to work hard, and it's deeper than social media. And it's very hard to find an artist that really wants to work and that's focused in this day and age, because people want to be more famous on Instagram than really know the music business and make money doing this. Mm-hmm. This is the music business. Then you have artists complain later on, I got my publishing taken, or I got robbed, or I got this and that, because you don't want to do the business. Yeah. It's the music business. It's not Instagram. It's not social media. Mm-hmm. Everybody on social media is living a perception that's really not true. Yeah. Like tomorrow for Halloween, let's see everybody dress up for what they say they are on a normal day on Instagram, for Halloween. Can't do that. So, we're living in a time that things change so much, but the truth will come out.
Yeah.
So for me to mess with an artist, and that's why I like to consult more, you got to really want to work. You got to be yourself. And the biggest thing is, do you have loyalty? Do you have integrity? Do you have any principles or morals? Will you sell your soul for a check? Will you sell your soul for fame?
Yeah.
Like, I've seen that happen a lot. So you just have to, like, be careful, who you're doing business with these days, because that's what the newer generation cares about. Yeah. So I tell people, like, get a resume, get some stripes. Like, I have like 55 plaques in my house that I was involved with and I sacrificed my life for, and didn't have no balance, and didn't have a family, and didn't have no children, or even a steady girl, and time away from my mother and my father. Real shit. Because I was in the studio all night, or I was on the tour bus, or I was driving around the van with Fat Joe and Big Pun. So there's work that got to get done. Yeah. It's deeper than just pushing a button. We did Bone and Biggie, the collab I put together with Fat Joe. That doesn't happen overnight. When I found Playing Skills and we did Chameleonaire, Riding Dirty with Crazy Bone and won a Grammy, that didn't just happen. Like, you got to, not just press a button or just jump on social media. Put the work in, and hard work pays off.
It's not just about the talent.
Exactly. You from New York?
No,
Let the New York cat on. You got the Air Force Ones. I know you're from LA, but
no, you know what's crazy, man, is
York,
I'll give you a little backstory on the dress. So when I interviewed Dame for the cover, we really had an in-depth talk on, what New Yorkers think is a high top compared to LA guys. We actually go by the mid in LA. And him being from Harlem, he gave me a little education. So I figured with you and your New York background, I could only show, my respect.
I'm from Queens, man. I'm Adidas. I know you're from LA. I just thought you had a little New York in you. But, bringing up Dame, like, Dame's responsible for a lot of things. Yeah. Doesn't get the credit that he deserves. And, he's very outspoken like myself. And a lot of people get intimidated by that or get scared of someone who's outspoken and keeps it real. No one's perfect. Only God could judge. But he's done a lot for hip-hop. He's done a lot for a lot of major artists that are out right now. And, he goes at certain people in the industry, call them culture vultures, or, flips on them or disrespects them, and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, there's always a story. There's always three sides to the story.
Absolutely.
And I don't think he'd be outlashing or saying what he's saying if a lot of that didn't have no truth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, shout out Dame Dash.
Absolutely.
An innovator, creative guy, and a guy who's just, like, independent. Independent.
I think that your background and the way you started is very ironic in comparison to some of the other stories that we've been able to cover for this issue. I had a chance to sit down with the legend Kurtis Blow, and you guys are from similar backgrounds.
A little older than me, but a little background.
Yeah, but,
he was
the Russell
Run was a DJ. Reverend Run from Run DMC was Kurtis Blow's DJ.
Really?
Yes.
So that's how he got his break.
He's DJ for Kurtis Blow.
Wow.
I was with Russell yesterday. I took my dad to go visit Russell. My dad was out here. Yep.
Wow. Now, see, that kind of history you can only spit so naturally.
He's a little older than me, him and Russell. But, I would say around. I just saw Kurtis at the Art of Rap Fest. Number Love. Good people. And his son's a great person.
Well, I'm glad that I had the opportunity to sit down with you guys. Definitely.
No, we ain't over.
So
I gave you a little background, a little bio. So I feel like these artists now just being creative, making their own music, getting the buzz going through the internet, building their own fan base, and the label comes in and 9 out of 10 times could screw it up. Yeah. Like a Kid Ink, he was bubbling and doing his thing with Ill Will, and then he went and did a good deal at RCA, and they took it to another level because they could take it to radio. Yeah. But it's a loan because they're spending so much money at radio or putting you on a Jimmy Kimmel or things that you couldn't do because of their relationships. But you have to pay a lot of that stuff back. So it's a gift and a curse these days. But artist development has gone to me. A&R has kind of gone to me. Back in the days, everybody was going to run to the hottest producers and get them to produce the beats. Now everybody's running to Mustard or these EDM producers. So it's different. I like to just find new producers, new artists, and do like a YG Mustard, do like a Snoop and Dre, a Missy Timbaland. Yeah. So is there money still made in the music industry? Yes. But there's no rules no more. Things are totally different. Yeah. And people are feeling like they don't need the big team no more and the big management or the big label no more. A lot of these artists are just doing it themselves and they're surviving and doing great. So,
So would you say that today's manager is more of a hybrid? Like you kind of wear the management and A&R hat today? Because I do see artist development, right, but it's just not in the old-fashioned way of developing artists.
Well, the money's not there like it used to be. I would feel like the management is more valuable now.
Yeah.
Because he's doing everything.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these guys, like Drake, or J. Cole, they have their friends managing them or working with them.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, like, I used to call myself a high-paid babysitter. But people don't understand, as a manager, there's so much work you have to deal with. The day-to-day emotions, egos, dealing with a lawyer, dealing with the record company, deal with an agent, deal with a promoter, deal with, whatever. There's so much you have to do. It's probably the hardest job, managing an artist. And people salute me for doing it for so long, and that's why I'm doing more consulting now, because I'm getting older and I'm trying to live my life.
Yeah.
My loyalty to Bone, I'm still with them, and we do the day-to-day and do stuff with them. And Kiss, I'm I'm his partner. I'm not even his manager. We're partners. I don't want to even say that I'm a manager no more. I want to say more of as a consultant, because I have all these relationships in my phone and this big Rolodex that I could connect dots and help all these independent artists try to get where they need to go.
Without actually having to be day to day.
Being day to day. I don't want to do day to day no more, except for the people I'm doing the day to day with. Management companies are the most valuable thing at this moment, I feel, in the industry. Will things change? Yeah. Things change every day now in this game. There's no rules. You put out a song the last couple of days, video a couple of days, and it's on to the next. There's so much content out there. So many rappers. There's so much, young kids that, shooting videos and editing videos that every site is packed with stuff. Like, you can't keep up with the stuff. Like, and if you're an A&R, worked in a company, like, what are you going to bet your money on or grab your balls and say, hey, I believe in this artist? Because who knows what's going to happen after the deal's done, what takes months, and then the single comes out and this comes out. It could be someone else. So everybody's scared. No one's a leader. They're all followers. They're scared to do things. And you don't see a lot of artists getting signed to major labels.
Yeah.
You used to see, but not as many no more.
So do you think that, from an executive perspective, it's now more of a trend to be independent, just as the artists are independent now? Because I've seen a lot of executives leave high-level, label positions to start management companies and be independent.
Well, first of all, we don't know if they left. They could have been laid off or fired point. Because labels are, diminishing.
Yeah.
But I don't want to. I want to say independent is a trend, but independent's been around a long time. E40 started off independently. Too Short, Suave House, Rap A Lot. All that was independently out the trunk, selling hundreds of thousands of records.
Yeah.
Like hand to hand. And then they like Short, he went to Jive, and then they take his career to another level. Or 40 went to Jive, and or Easy and Ruthless. If you watch Straight Outta Compton, he was doing his thing. But then he went to Sony, got a distribution deal. So independent's been around a long time.
Yeah.
But now it's more highly glorified because these young kids. But Nipsey's independent, Dom Kenny's independent, Currency's independent. So independency just gives you freedom. It doesn't give you a bankroll or a loan that you have to pay back, but it gives you independence to do what you want when you want. Put out music when you want. Give it away. Go do shows. Come up with this. That's why I say there's no rules. J. Cole showed that no album needs a feature. We don't need a single. Just build the eyeballs, build a fan base, and just go. There's no rules no more. It's like, that's why I say I'm a dinosaur, but I'm fossil fuel, because I change with the trends. But if you watch Khaled lately, who I know Khaled like over 20 years, he's like, I don't want to be around no dinosaurs. Because a lot of people at these companies are dinosaurs, man. They're sticking to a rule. And sometimes that's good and bad. I just had an argument with my dad who was just visiting me. He's so stuck in his ways, but sometimes it's good to change your ways.
Yeah.
But when you're such an OG or old school person, you're scared to change your ways. I'm scared to change my ways. Sometimes people are like, yo, why you always wear Adidas? Why don't you wear Jordan or Nike and stuff? I'm like, sometimes, but you're stuck in your ways. So independence will always be the same. And like I said, it's been going on for a long time.
That's true. That's true. You consult for a lot of artists, so who are some of the artists that you feel we should, kind of keep our eyes and ears open for?
I mean, we consult so many people around the world, but really the way we do our consulting is, and look, the game is to be sold, not to be told. So we consult you for a fee, and we listen to your music. And if you want to take it to the next level, we'll go to the next level. There's steps, and we have a lawyer, we make contract and all that. But there's these kids out of New York, Rich Fly G's. They got a song on World Star that Steve Lobel Consulting just put up there. Called No Silver Spoon. And consulting a kid out in LA called J.O. and a producer named Rob B. But at the end of the day, like, consult a lot of people. But I don't know who to say to look on the lookout right now. All I know is to look out for DJ Kiss, the 12-year-old I got. He's a rapper / DJ, and he's a superstar. And I don't care if people don't agree with me or not. They didn't agree with me through a lot of other artists. And the next thing you know, they pop and they want to jump on your dick. Excuse my French. Same thing happened with Nipsey. Now everybody's on Nipsey's dick. But that's 14 years later.
Yeah.
You go YouTube Nipsey 2004, you'll see me and Nipsey.
Yeah.
You'll say Steve Lobel was the first one to shout me out. You'll see Nipsey with Jerry curls. Like, been around artists. It doesn't happen overnight. People are like, oh, Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick was called K-Dot. He was J-Rock's hype man. I was on tour with him. He was in a van. I was on tour with Nipsey in the game. So, look, Meek Mills. I know Meek for a long time. It took him 10 years to get where he's at. Everybody thinks it happens overnight. It don't. So I don't want to sit here and say who should be on the lookout, but something that I'm a partner in. Mm-hmm. The consulting thing is a different thing. Pay me, and I'll tell you who's on the next thing as far as who I'm consulting. You know, like, they have to pay for that.
Yeah, right.
They got too much knowledge and too many relationships. So, you know, like I said, man, like, when you put in hard work, I swear, I was just having a conversation at the meeting before I came in with Marley Marl.
Yeah.
Which you're going to interview for another segment down the line.
Absolutely.
And we were talking, I was like, yo, all these people on these shows, no disrespect to them on these TV shows, what's the resume and what's the stripes? Exactly. I don't care about 5 million followers on Instagram. Yeah. It means nothing to me. What's the resume and the stripes? Mm-hmm. I'd rather respect a guy who put in 10 years in jail than a guy who did a month. You know, people who really just got integrity and work ethics and worked hard. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So that's who I respect. I take my hat off to a guy like Russell Simmons or a Puffy or a 50 that is still out here grinding and working. Yeah. Everybody's like, oh, they don't need to work no more, they got money. I don't count the next man's pockets. I don't know what they got. Mm-hmm. But they do it because they have the passion and the drive and the love. So all you young kids out there, you want it, man, hope you got a decade to put in or a 10-year bid because it ain't going to happen overnight.
Absolutely. And for the young kids that are looking for consulting and looking for somebody with your head, how can they find you?
Yeah, I mean, Steve Lobel Consulting at gmail.com. You know, I'm all over social media. We working on Instagram. Steve Lobel on Twitter. Just Google me. I mean, I got at least a little resume that if you Google me, some stuff comes up.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And that's how you that's how you divide, you know, the fake to the real or the fraud to the con artist, because like so many people are getting conned out here for their money or conned out here for some BS. But why don't you do your research on somebody? Get to know someone, grow with them organically, or do your homework on them, make sure they're not fake. Because everybody's out here fronting or acting like there's something different just because of social media. Like I said, the newer generation will sell their soul, not even for a check no more, just to be famous. Years ago, the younger generation might sell their soul for a check and put their own mother in jail. But now it's just to be famous because everybody wants to be famous. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. So, you know, I just want to see people put their work in because nothing happens overnight. Like I said with Kiss, he's 12 now. I found him when he was 8. I make him write essays about everybody he meets. It doesn't matter if it's a lawyer, A&R, a rapper. I introduced him to Dougie Fresh and Slick Rick. Write an essay. You gotta learn. I was having a conversation with Fat Joe. His daughter does hip hop kids. She's dances, right? Mm-hmm. Her dog's name is Biz Markie. She dances and stuff. I said, do you even know who Biz Markie is? Do your homework on that. It's because Fat Joe's your father. He's a legend. Joe's like, wow, I like that. Yeah. You got the little kid writing essays? So he tells the daughter, like, all right, I'm going to call the school teacher for hip hop kids. There's a big dance class in Miami. I'm going to try to bring one to L.A. And he's I'm going to call your teacher. And I'm going to tell her that you guys, every old school hip hop song that you guys dance to, you're going to write an essay. And she loved me, and then like 10 minutes later, she's like, she hated me, like in a good way. She's like, oh, I got to do an essay now? But if we don't teach the younger generation who people are, or about the business, like you could take your time out now and Google to learn about publishing. How many from the South, and you don't know who Jay Prince is from Rap A Lot, or Mr. Mike, or of course, or Scarface, or you know, hip hop don't know you. And then you got the white kids running around, and they don't even know third bases or the Beastie Boys. Hip hop don't know you. Mm-hmm. So everybody just following a trend. They want to look hip hop. They want to think they Afro-American, or they want to think they hood, or they want to gangbang. Like, come on, is Lil Wayne really banging? Come on. Is he really banging Swoop and all that? Are you really Pyru? Are you really Blood? I don't know. But I know guys out here in L.A., and I'm a New Yorker. I'm from New York, and that's where I'm from, but I live in L.A. for a long time. I'm not from L.A. I don't claim nothing. I don't say I'm from L.A. That's why people respect me. But are you really banging? Or you got all these kids saying Suwoo, and thinking they gangbang, because now everybody's a blood around the world. Because Lil Wayne says he's a blood. But are you really banging? Because I know Pyrus out here that really banging and risking their lives and dying or getting life in jail. And the same with Crips. So that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, you know, we could talk for hours about it.
I'm sure we could. I'm sure we could, man. Well, I really appreciate you sitting down and, you know, shedding some light on a few very interesting topics, you know. We really appreciate you, you know, giving us your insight, because you spent so much time in the industry that is very valuable insight. And I look forward to sitting down with you in the near future.
You know, I appreciate you. Like I said, knowledge is key.
Absolutely.
And I got experience and knowledge. Like I spoke on a panel a few weeks ago about touring. I broke down touring that everybody was like, whoa. I broke down from a promo tour to a paid tour to a spot date tour. Talked about, you know, rider, merch splits, advancing a show, type of venue, security of the venue, exit to the venue, you know, to travel, where you're parking, what hotel, so on and so on. It was like, wow, I thought you just show up, grab the mic, do a show, and keep it moving.
Yeah.
No. There's so much planning behind the scenes of the music industry of every aspect that people don't know that. A song doesn't just go get on the radio. It has to be built to get on the radio. Then it gets traction. And say in LA, Charisma might mess with the LA Leakers, and then it goes into E-Man, it goes into a meeting, a mixing meeting, and then it might get on, you know, overnight play, it might go into full rotation, it might just get mix show. People just think, oh, it just gets on the radio, and then the next thing you know, I'm popular. No. You know, there's so many aspects of the music industry that these kids have to learn. It's not just, okay, let's make a song, shoot a video, put it on World Star, and I'm the shit. I'm the man. I'm the best. I'm cocky. I'm fucking not humble no more. You know, no. That's why I always say, don't forget where you come from. Everything goes up, must come down. I stay repetitive, and I stay consistent in anything. A real brand stays consistent with their artwork, their music, their logo, their look, everything. A fake brand changes every second because they don't know who they are as an artist.
Exactly.
Like,
identity.
when I sit down with artists, I'm like, tell me who you are. Well, you know, I'm gangster, I'm this and that. Oh, you know, I'm trying to be rich. No, who are you as an artist? When you sit down with L.A. Reid or Leo Cohen or Mike Karen or Craig Kalman, they ask you this, like, who are you as an artist? You have to understand, who are you? Your explanation has to be incredible, not, oh, I'm doing this because I want to get rich, or I'm, no. And that no one's prepared for that. Like, are you prepared, say you got your song on the radio tomorrow and you rapped, to leave your family for a year, maybe your wife, maybe your girl, maybe your mother, maybe your children, and go on the road for a year to promote your project? Are you really ready? Financially? And you're out there promoting? Are you ready? Not everybody's built for this, man. I've seen the best of them not built for this. So, like, when you get in this music industry, please learn that this is a business.
Absolutely.
Just like you go, any other business is a business, you know? So, once again, man, I'm a Knicks fan, but I'm representing the Cavs today. I appreciate you having me, man, and just get at me, man. I'm easy to find, and I hit you back, and we working.
Steve Lobel, everyone.